guys. It is a cozy, rainy, overcast Saturday, and I had all of these grand plans to go out and vlog trying a new French bakery that just opened in town, maybe running a few errands. But honestly, I woke up and I saw that it was gonna be kind of on and off stormy today. And I thought, you know what? I haven't had a morning to just be at home, drink my coffee, live kind of a slow morning. And honestly, I feel like I kind of needed it. I just finished my last vintage market until the fall in Knoxville this past weekend. Monday rolled around and I went to my day job. I've just not been feeling very well this week. I think I just feel kind of run down. I've had a little bit of brain fog mentally. My body was just telling me, I think you need to rest today. So instead of doing all of the on-the-go vlogging that I had planned for the weekend, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay home. In fact, Huckleberry, I don't know if you see him, he's on the couch. Let me see if I can zoom in. Hucky. Huckleberry's being super cuddly today. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay home. I'm gonna have a slow weekend. And I hope you guys are okay with just a cozy vlog at home on this Saturday. I feel like it's rained every single weekend lately. I was actually talking to my mom. Bonnaroo is happening and they just canceled the whole weekend, and I've been seeing so many people post about it. We were just talking about how hard it is when, you know, a music festival that you've really been looking forward to gets canceled because of weather. Obviously, we went to Pilgrimage back in September. It got super rainy, but they didn't cancel it. So we were talking about how it's kind of a conundrum because it's a little bit miserable when it is raining and it still happens, but then it's also kind of a bummer if it gets canceled altogether. But I was telling my mom how it feels like it has literally rained since September of last year. It rained all winter, all spring. I mean, next week I think is the first day of summer and it's still rainy, and I feel like every single weekend there has been rain, so it's been really hard to plan anything fun. I'm just sitting here and enjoying a cozy day at home. My boss at my day job is actually running in a last man standing competition this morning. If you don't know what that is, basically it's a race where 100 people go and they run these however many mile loops. I think it's like a 1 mile loop, something like that. And they basically do the loop until people start dropping out, and it's whoever's the last man standing. So the race just goes until there's one person left, which kudos to Adam. I'm cheering you on. Watched him on the live stream. That was so fun. I could never, but I love the fact that I got to watch him in my pajamas and cheer him on from here. That's what I've been doing this morning. So I hope you guys are down for a recharge weekend. Let's get cozy together.
You make me feel like home ain't far away, like anything could happen if I keep the faith, like all my prayers didn't go to waste, 'cause God knew I'd find you someday. I got a dream worth chasing, I got a fear worth facing, I got something to say, and honey, you're the reason. I got a heart wide open, I got a love worth knowing. There's peace in my soul, and honey, you're the reason. You make me feel like I'm not.
So I'm sitting here watching The Gilded Age, and while I'm watching The Gilded Age, I've been pulling up the live stream of my boss's last man standing race that he's running in. And I caught right as they were about to start the next lap, and all I heard was, "Go Adam, go, get in the crowd," or something like that. So I see his like blurry figure on the like grainy live stream. I see him like race towards the group so he can start the next lap, because they have like a certain amount of time before they start the next lap. I watch it for a little bit, and then I kid you not, I set down my phone for like 2 seconds, and in the group chat that I'm in, it was like, "No, Adam, you did such a good job," or something. Pull up the live stream. He was interviewed because he dropped out. But he made it like 14 miles. So I gotta give the man credit. I'm sitting here lazy as can be on my couch. Look at this man. He's so jacked. Very proud. I feel like my relationship with my bosses, him and his wife, Katie, they're like my older siblings, honestly. So I feel like a proud sis right now. I'm like, you go, man. Me and Huckleberry have been cheering him on. Haven't we, Huckleberry? I feel like I need to get up and actually do something today, but what do you think, Huck? Ooh. Guys, it is 3 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm still in my pajamas. And I've just watched The Gilded Age all day, basically. I'm sorry, this vlog is gonna be so boring. I apologize. I have been a sloth today. I don't know how else to describe it. And I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I typically feel like I have to earn my rest. My apartment could probably use a good cleaning right now. I probably have some laundry. In fact, I know I have some laundry that needs to be folded. I have chicken and veggies that I need to start prepping and cooking. And I've just like grazed all day. I just had like avocado toast for breakfast, yogurt for lunch, some peanuts and stuff just as like a snack, and lemonade. I've been good for nothing. I don't even want to cook, but I need to. If I'm gonna have a solid meal today, I need to get up and cook. But I just feel like I need to earn my rest. I feel like there's still things on my to-do list that I need to do. One of them being filming this vlog, which is so funny because so many people said that they watched my last vlog that I posted and they loved just my honesty and my vulnerability and sharing how hard it's been in the music business lately and just how I've been struggling. And it opened up a lot of really interesting conversations with other people about just burnout. And this week, especially, I have just felt so burnt out. Didn't feel good health-wise this week. In fact, if you can't tell, I have been dealing with hormonal acne since, gosh, I turned 26, 25, somewhere in there. Started getting hormonal acne on my chin. I have tried every treatment under the sun, and I'm having like a really bad breakout today, so I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious about that. But this vlog is just, it is what it is this weekend. I am just having one of those weekends, and I've been posting pretty regularly. What I do is I post a cover, I post an original song, and then I do a vlog, and this week is a vlog, and I just don't have it in me to do anything interesting, which I did say it was a chill day, but the problem with the chill day is there's just not much to show for a chill day. That being said, I am going to kick it in gear a little bit and do something that I've been putting off all day, which is making an actual meal, because you can only snack so much throughout the day. So keep me company while I go and make my, I don't know if this would be considered lunch or dinner, but I guess my meal for the day. I'm going to bake some chicken and cut up some veggies and roast those in the oven and at least have one nutritious meal today. If you stuck with me this far, thank you. I'm sorry, this is like the most boring vlog, but that's life. You know, you play a show one weekend, 3 days in a row, you come home that week, you're not feeling good. This is it. I spend a full day in my pajamas, and I did braid my hair at least, so crazy. All right, let's do this. Look who heard the crackling of a bag. He's like, what are we doing? Can I help you? You heard this. He heard the sound of the carrots. He's like, I'll help you. Need a sous chef? I wish he had thumbs to help me. It's been a minute since I've done a cooking with Carson. Honestly, it's not that I haven't been cooking. I've just been in a bit of a food rut. And I've also been down a rabbit hole because I'm dealing with hormonal acne. I am currently researching out ways to like try to heal your hormones naturally. And let me tell you, it's not fun being a woman because there's so much contradicting and overwhelming advice. I don't know what to eat anymore. I don't know what to eat anymore, what combinations of food. It's a bit overwhelming. So if anybody has any suggestions on ways that you have balanced your hormones or blood sugar, please comment. I always hate peeling vegetables. It's such a dangerous job. See if I could do this without cutting myself.
Oh, dude.
My daddy used to tell me, listen closely, hun. There's things you can't control, though in troubles they will come. Some days you're gonna win, but on the days that you lose, here's some advice to get you through. When it gets heavy, there's always Miller Lite. If you need a getaway, just grab a Corona and lime. 'Cause when life puts you through hell, you got advice, oh, but we'll make you wiser. And if you're feeling down, just grab a fat tire, 'cause when life puts you through hell, you gotta know just what you've earned. I've never drank a beer I didn't deserve.
Okay, the veggies are in the oven. And I just washed the dishes. Then I'm gonna go fold some laundry while the veggies cook before I throw in the chicken into the... What are you doing? You good? Why you shiver? Why you shiver? Huckleberry's shivering. All right then, see you later. You wanna get back up here? No? I don't even know what I was saying. I just got so sidetracked. I washed my dishes. I'm gonna go fold some laundry while the veggies cook, and then I'm gonna toss the chicken in the air fryer. I've had very much like decision fatigue lately, so I thought, what's an easy route for dinner? Chicken, veggies, maybe a salad. Keep it super simple, and by doing some laundry and taking out the trash later, I do feel like I at least wasn't completely useless today, which is nice. It keeps looking like it's going to rain. It has yet to rain today. The sun keeps coming out and then the clouds keep rolling in, and I'm very confused. That's the plan for now, so let's go fold some laundry. Oh my gosh, tell me you have a boy dog without telling me. Huckleberry has chewed on the ends of my towels, and I think they are officially starting to come apart. Granted, I bought these towels when I first moved to Nashville 10 years ago almost, so might be time for some new ones. This is concerning. Oh, this is loose. Oh, that one's attached. Okay. You know, it's funny because part of why I chose to have kind of a relaxed weekend, on top of just not really feeling my best lately, I am actually headed home to North Carolina next weekend, and I'll be there for almost a month, which is insane to me. I don't think I've spent that much time at home in a while, and I'm really, really grateful that my bosses here are letting me have that time off. I have some shows that I'm going to be playing. My grandpa's turning 80, which is nice that I'll be home for that, and I just have like several things lined up at home, so I'm going to be headed that way next weekend. I was like, you know what, I need to probably just chill out at my apartment, enjoy some much needed rest time before I make that 8-hour trip. I feel like I have been on the road a lot lately. This spring was just super busy. I mean, I did three vintage markets, and I just kind of feel like I've had, you know, a lot of stuff at work, a lot of stuff when I'm here. So yeah, I have some band stuff lined up and some time at home, and I'm really excited to just get a little bit of time to just relax. It is hard when you live alone because you're the one making all of your meals and you don't have like a partner to trade off with, you know? I feel like a lot of people in relationships kind of forget that when you're single, you're the one having to make every food decision, which sounds like I'm complaining and I'm not meaning to. It's just you do get like decision fatigue. I've always heard that a partnership, you know, you're not both going to be 100% every single day. So when one person is at like 40%, the other person can be at 60%, and it kind of balances each other out. But when you live alone, you don't have anybody to help balance that on your days when you just aren't feeling 100%. It can start like wearing on you after a while, so I'm kind of glad to be going home and staying with my parents and just not having to worry so much about what am I going to do for dinner and doing my own laundry. Granted, we trade off whenever I'm home. I'll sometimes make dinner, sometimes my dad makes dinner, sometimes my mom makes dinner. But it's just nice to have a couple of days where you're not the one making the decisions. You just get to be along for the ride. And I think that's the hardest part for me living alone. I love my space. I love time to just do whatever I want. But there are days when I just don't feel good and I don't want to be the one making those decisions and I don't want to be the one making dinner. And there are some days when I don't even feel like walking Huckleberry, but I have to because I'm a dog mom. But as I've said, the weeks that I don't feel good definitely magnify those feelings of just being tired of making decisions, tired of holding laundry, tired of walking the dog. Those types of things just add up after a while. So I'm really happy to be home and just feel like I get to recharge around people that I don't have to be on for all the time. And that's another thing, I'm introverted. So when I'm around people, I feel like I always put my best foot forward. I'm naturally pretty good at faking being outgoing, but it takes a lot of energy out of me. So when I go home, it's nice because it's just my people, you know? It's the people that you feel the most comfortable with. You don't have to be on. You could just be for a little bit. So anyways, that's some of my laundry folding thoughts. Excited for my trip home next weekend. A little bit sad to be leaving my apartment though, I'm not gonna lie. It's felt very cozy today. yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for my band show, and I'm playing a show in Raleigh that I'm really excited about, and then I'm going to the beach. I get a vacation. That's gonna be nice. That's what I'm looking forward to. Also, do you guys want to know how many times I've had this bad boy out while I'm like folding laundry, and I've almost run into it or hit my head multiple times? This thing is a safety hazard. Okay, so while the veggies are cooking, I'm sitting here looking at my summer bucket list that I'm creating with the help of my mom. We did this one fall and we had so much fun. We just basically put like a list of, in a perfect world, I want to do these things. And we had so much fun. It was this cute little artistic list that I made. I doodled, I drew with some colored markers, and we did a majority of them one fall. So we were like, let's do this for the summer. And I'm gonna write them on maybe some watercolor paper and doodle some little drawings that go along with some of the things that we put on the list, maybe paint them with some watercolors. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it's gonna be really fun. And I might try to do some of this afternoon, but we have a list going. Very proud of it. Do you guys wanna hear some of the ideas? I put number 1, we should read a summer book, kind of like mine and my mom's own little book club. And we're trying to figure out a summer read. So if you have any suggestions for a really good summer read, comment them below. I put make a themed dinner night on the patio with music to match. So we did this during 2020 a few times, where we did like an Italian night, we play Italian music along with the food that we make, or we did like a French night, we played like French cafe music. So I just thought we'd bring that back from 2020 because we had so much fun doing that. And then I put play pickleball, because my parents have never played pickleball. I have to teach them that. Paint with some watercolors, a summer tea party, make a fruit-inspired sweet treat, go fishing, watch a summer movie, go to the beach, obviously. My mom actually added go antiquing in Southport, North Carolina, which is right next to the beach that we go to, Oak Island. That's really exciting. Watch the sunrise, watch the sunset, send a homemade letter to a friend. Those are some of my summer bucket list ideas, but I would love to hear if you have any summer bucket list must-dos. Please comment them below so I can add them to this list. It's gonna be so fun though. I'm gonna try to figure out how I want it to look, because most of the fun is in creating it, you know? You guys just didn't know you were just gonna be hanging out with me. I feel bad. I feel like this is not very interesting, but I personally like watching slow living videos on YouTube. Would I consider this to be an aesthetically pleasing slow living video? No, but that's just where I am today. Okay, I hear the veggies sizzling. I think I need to check them, maybe stir them up. And then I need to get started on the chicken. I might not really film much of that because I've talked about this before when I do any of my cooking segments in my vlogs. I hate touching raw meat and I hate trying to move my camera while I do this. So, okay, let's check the veggies.
Drank a beer I didn't deserve. Oh, and if you're feeling blue, just make it a blue moon. If you're overlooked, Modelo makes you as special. If you lose love, well, how life's so romantic.
Okay, so I've got my watercolor supplies. I have my watercolor supplies for my bucket list. I'm really wondering and hoping that I'm not making a mistake by trying to make my little designs for my bucket list a watercolor project. I don't know. I might not follow through on this if it looks like it's gonna be a bad idea. I've been trying to pick back up watercolor painting. I'm not very good. In fact, this is what I've been working on. Yeah, these strawberries could use a little bit of work. Then I did these. It's not bad. It's not great either. My mom gave me this cute little set. I might pull out one of these cute little cards and paint something for my friend Melinda. Her birthday is actually on Monday. So if I mail it to her, it won't be there by her birthday, but it's better late than never. And I thought it might be cute to do like, I don't know, try another strawberry design, see if I can do it a little bit better. Or do like a cute little cosmic flower, Cosmo flower, whatever they're called. I don't know, but I kind of want to send her something in the mail. So I might try to paint something this evening for her if I don't make my bucket list on a watercolor. But right now my idea, so look at this guys, I have my watercolor sheets that I brought from home, and when I opened them last week, it has all of the save the date for You're Welcome. So we printed out a ton of these for the You're Welcome music video, and I don't know how they ended up in this, but I went to go pull out some sheets to paint on last weekend and found these. So there you go. If anybody would like a save the date for You're Welcome for May 2nd of 2025, I got plenty. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll mail you a signed one. Those might be valuable one day. The idea for the bucket list is to take a sheet of this size, maybe take a pencil and write out like the list, trace the list, so if I need to fix anything, you know, lightly have a pencil outline, go in with a Sharpie, do some calligraphy for the list, and then add something like, I don't know, something like a little flower on the side, or strawberries, or I've even been Pinteresting a lot of how to watercolor blueberries and cute little things like beach towels or seashells, that kind of thing. I'm not sure if I have that ability though. So I'm really worried that I'll go to all this effort and I'll write out the list and I'll trace it out, and then the designs won't look as good as I think they will, if that makes sense. But that's art. You just gotta take a chance. Didn't Bob Ross say that there are no mistakes, just happy accidents? I think that was a Bob Ross quote. I don't know. I need to check my veggies and my chicken soon. All right, so here's what we got. My calligraphy could be better. Back in 2020, I was really good at it. I'm out of practice, and my pencil isn't very sharp, so this looks kind of bad, but I'll go over it with a Sharpie, and then I'll take the eraser on the pencil, get rid of all of the pencil. And then I think right here, I'm not gonna have a lot of space to do some watercolors, but I'm still gonna try, and who knows, maybe I'll watercolor. I don't know. I don't know what this is gonna turn to, but this is the starting point at least. And my chicken just got done cooking, so I need to check my veggies. So dinner is ready, which is kind of perfect because it's almost 5 p.m. and that's only appropriate that I live like an old lady. I might as well eat like one too. I am gonna take the trash out while the chicken rests, and then I'm gonna take Huckleberry out, and then we're gonna be cozied in for the evening. I'm so proud of myself. It's funny because I wish I could relax. However, I'm also glad that I have a personality type that I'm not necessarily a procrastinator. If I have something I'm dreading doing, I can't just sit there because I will make myself feel miserable until I get it done. Once I get it done, I feel so much better. So instead of just procrastinating, I went ahead and just cooked a healthy meal, did my laundry, I'm gonna take the trash out. I just went ahead and did it, and now I feel like I can enjoy the evening and have like I had a lazy Saturday morning, now I'm gonna have a lazy Saturday evening. Oh my gosh. Every time I can't get the trash bags out. Oh. Okay, just saying, this is a man's job. Yeah, it is Huckleberry. Taking out my trash. Super glamorous. What do you do? 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 You crazy. You crazy. Gosh, look at how blue the sky is now. You would never know that it was supposed to rain today. Like, what the heck? So I just got done eating dinner, and I think I'm gonna shelf my summer bucket list project for now, because I need to do a Sharpie outline of the list of things before I figure out exactly what I want to watercolor paint. But I want to go ahead and paint my postcard that I'm going to mail to my friend Melinda. And I love the size of these watercolor sheets, but I'm worried it's not going to fit in an envelope. So what I'm going to do is I think cut one in half and stick it in with like a little birthday card. That's my plan so far. That's as far as I've gotten. This kind of tour, I'm gonna have to cut this off. But I could do like a strawberry on one and then a flower on the other. That's what I'll do. I'll make it really simple. Okay, I don't claim to be a watercolor expert. I'm just gonna go ahead and state that I'm really not good. Here we go. We got our two. I'm going to dip it in water. Again, I don't claim to be an expert. However, the thing about watercolors is you can't be scared of the water. My mom actually has a little book club that she bought these sets for, and she did like a little watercolor thing. You know what I just realized I don't have? You need a little dish to like mix everything on. Hold on one second. Okay, I have a little paper plate. That's what I've been using to mix. Just get the color, put it to the little plate you have, get it going. As I was saying, my mom has a book club. They do like presentations at the book club where they talk about different things, and sometimes they get local people to come in and talk about just different things. I've done one once talking about music and songwriting. So my mom did hers on how people are naturally creative, and we so often grow up and we forget to like let ourselves be creative because we're so used to being adults and having responsibilities and life being busy that we don't really allow much time to be creative anymore. And she did a little presentation with these paints and gave each lady a little mini watercolor paint set. But she was talking to me about how all of these ladies were struggling because they were so afraid of the water. Like when you're used to painting with regular paints, it's like you just don't get enough on your brush. I read that you want to do like light and then layer with strawberries. Here's what we got so far. It's not looking great, but it'll get there. But I definitely do agree with my mom that like they so often stifle creativity the older you get. One, if you grew up in a household where you were told growing up, oh, you know, be practical, you need to pick a job that's practical. I do think everyone should block out time just to be creative, learn a new hobby. I mean, obviously I am not good at this. However, I do think it's good to like challenge yourself. So while this dries, I'm gonna do a flower on this one. Okay, so I think I'm going to let this dry and pick it back up tomorrow. This is kind of where I'm at with my strawberries. I can't hold it up because I don't want it to like drip. But I'm gonna let it dry because I learned from the last time I did these that when you go to do the stems, it will bleed into the other paint if it's still wet. So I'm gonna let it dry. I might have to finish these tomorrow. But that's a little bit of my watercolor hobby. I hope maybe whoever's watching this has inspired you to pick up a new hobby. It's never too late, and I fully believe, honestly, that we all have creative souls, that you either get to feed it or you starve it. And I hope that, you know, whatever age you're at, you're choosing to feed your creative soul, spending a little bit of time on the weekends or in the evenings or in the mornings, just doing something that brings you joy, that feels creative and is a good outlet for that. And I think every person is creative. It doesn't matter if you grew up doing it or if you're brand new to it. It's never too late. So I hope that has inspired somebody to pick up a new hobby or pick up an old hobby and feed your creative self. Well, guys, it looked like it was gonna storm all day, and I think it's finally here. Me and Huckleberry just heard some major thunder. It is officially pouring down rain outside. Me and Huckleberry were just sitting here, in fact, and the power blinked and the thunder rolled. And he looked at me like, what was that? I'm like, I don't know, Huckleberry. But we're all hunkered in for the night. In fact, I have this dinosaur PC laptop because back in the day, I used to be a Nancy Drew computer games girl. And they had them at the library when I was growing up with my sister. And we would sit there for hours. You could sign up for 30-minute windows to play these games on the library's computer. And if there was nobody waiting, we would just sit there and play these Nancy Drew computer games, and then we found out you could buy them, and we had like a collection. Now I have this old dinosaur PC with some of my old Nancy Drew computer games, and I'm slowly collecting some of the old ones that I didn't have on a CD. I bought a new one because I loved playing these growing up, and it's such a nerdy thing to say, but you would play puzzles and you would interview suspects and you would solve these mysteries, and it explains so much about my personality, I feel like, to share this piece of information with you guys. On this rainy, stormy evening, I'm gonna see if I could pull up my Nancy Drew computer game and play it. And that's how I want to end this night. But I hope you guys have enjoyed following along on my lazy day. Honestly, it was just nice to relax and get a few things done and cuddle with my huckleberry. And it's so fun to bring you guys along, show you a little bit of what I like to do on a lazy day. Comment below, what's your go-to lazy day activity? Are you a binge watch a TV show person? Are you a play a game person? Are you a read a book? I would love to know in the comments how you spend your lazy days. Give me some ideas for my next lazy day. But thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to play some Nancy Drew while it storms outside. It's the perfect weather for it. I'll see you next week with a new video.
Good thing I recharged my batteries. You think that could be why somebody did this to your boat?
I did get pretty obnoxious. See, the thing is, this orca, this killer whale, showed up in the channel about a week ago.
If I had $1 for every time someone's left me a dangerous note telling me to stop meddling or else, I would have a lot of dollars. Because I've played a lot of these games. But look at how cool this is, guys. I mean, I'm on a boat. And the music just really adds to the tension.